Hi there guys, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I turned this rotten old deck here into a really nice new decking area for my father-in-law, who you can see enjoying the deck after it was done. And this was actually done for Father's Day while my father-in-law was on holiday, so it was a nice little surprise for when he came back. Okay, so to get started, you can see me and Stanley here are just pulling out this old deck, which was actually really easy. The wood here was so rotten that it just pulled up with very little effort at all. And you can see we're just piling it up on the garden. So you can see what this was all looking like once we got it out of there. It was pretty rotten, pretty useless. Even these larger bits here were quite rotten, so none of it could be reused. And we actually found also a manhole cover under there. There was no manhole, but this was just under there as part of the base. But here we go, we've got the area now relatively cleaned out, but it does need leveling. So this was just a case of getting in there with a shovel and filling some bags up with the excess soil. The goal here really was just to make it nice and level, because what we want to do is we want the deck to just sit above the soil, not actually sat on top of it. So you can see here, this is once I've dug it all out, leveled it, you can actually see kind of a line across the front there, and it drops down about 50 mil. So this is going to ensure that none of the timber frame from the decking is touching the soil, and this is going to completely avoid any rotting again in the future. Okay, so the next job is to measure the area, and I can tell you that from the wall there to the fence was around 2.4 meters, and then we decided we were going to come out about 1.5 meters, so that was going to make it slightly bigger than the previous deck that was there. Okay, so next we're going to cut the timber, and this is very simple. You know, obviously we've got to cut the two pieces at just under 2.4, so that's going to make the top and bottom rail. And that's what you can see me doing now. So just mark it out, chop it on the chop saw, and then I'm just going to lay these out, and the next job is to mark these for all the joists that we're going to put in between. So this is very, very simple. You can see I'm just going to kneel down in front of it. I'm going to check both ends to make sure they're nice and flush. And then I'm going to take a pencil and make a couple of little crosses on the end. This is for the first joist. Following that, I'm going to mark out 400mm center for the first joist. Now, if you're in the States, that would be imperial, I guess, so it would be 16" on center. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to mark that with the square. I'm going to put a little cross on the left-hand side of the line there. Again, another 400. Mark the little crosses on the other side of the line. And the reason we're going to make them crosses is because when you actually put the joists in, these are going to be separated apart from each other. So if you only had a line, it would be very easy to go on the wrong side of the line. So it's useful to add that cross so you know exactly where the timber is going to land. And you can see how that looks now. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. You can see we've got the line across and both of the crosses. And that just tells us exactly where those joists need to be. So pretty straightforward at this point. And now it's just a case of cutting those joists. So these are all exactly the same length, 1500. And I believe there was 7 of these, so we're just going to cut all of them in one go. And then once that's done, we can start actually sticking these together. Okay, so to fix these together, I'm going to be using screws. So you can see I've got the impact driver here, and I'm just screwing it into the end of the bottom plate there, into the joist. And there's going to be 2 screws in each joist, so really straightforward. You just want to make sure that the edge of the joist is nice and flush, and you can see I was just using a hammer there just to straighten it up and make sure it's completely aligned with that bottom plate. So it's just a case really of moving along here and just repeating it on every single one. Very, very straightforward. And you can just see now on a bit of a time lapse here, just speed it up, me flying along here, putting 2 screws in the end of each one, both sides. And that's going to give us a nice solid frame ready to put in place. So you can see now I'm just walking it over, and the first thing to do is just to lay it in place and make sure that it fits nicely. So you can see here I'm just struggling a little bit, so I decided to walk through it and lift it up that way, which made things a lot easier. And as you can see, this fits lovely. It's already off the ground a little bit, but what I'm going to want to do now is level it out, and this was actually really easy. So just zooming in a little bit here, looking under the corners, you can see that I've kind of chopped it up on some pieces of timber, and then what I did was I just hit these with the lump hammer to get the whole thing level. Once I was happy that it was level, I went along with the SDS drill, and I'm going to fix into the back wall and that little bit of side wall there. And I'm doing this with the 4-inch wood screws that I used before, but I'm also using brown plugs. So I'm drilling into the wall, adding the plugs in, and then I'm going to screw that in. Following that, I'm going to move on to the main support, which is the posts. These are going to be 4x4 pressure treated posts, and you can see I'm digging the hole here with the grafting shovel. Then I'm going to add some gravel into the hole. This is going to just give a bit more of a solid base for the post to sit on. It's also going to give a little bit of drainage so that the post is never kind of sat in really wet soil. So this is just going to help to stop this post from rotting. You can actually see one of the other posts that I did here and exactly how I did this. So you can see it sits in the hole, it's sat on top of the gravel, and then I just used a lump hammer just to kind of knock this down, just to make sure it was really solid on that base there. Once that was done, I'm going to just shove a couple of 4-inch screws through the frame into the post. You can see I've just done a couple through the back there, and then I'm just going to spike another one into the side here. Following this, I'm going to add water into the hole. So this is based on the instructions on the post mix that I'm using, which said to fill the hole 2/3 of the way with water. And then following that, you're just going to add the postcrete in on top. Now, what you'll notice here is I'm adding it quite a bit over the top of the soil there. And the reason for this is I want to create like a little slope away from the post. And this is another way that I'm going to stop these posts from rotting over time, because by having it sloped away, that means any water that does get down there is going to run away from the post. It's not going to pool next to it and cause it to rot. So just a little squirt with the hose pipe on top of this, and then it's just a case of leaving it for 10-15 minutes, and this stuff goes off really, really fast. So you can see all 6 posts now. I've done exactly the same thing here. Dug the holes, put the posts in, used the post mix, made sure that I've sloped it away from the posts to protect them from any sitting water. And then the next job is to add a weed membrane. Now this weed membrane was something I had left over from when I just recently did my driveway. It's actually a really good quality membrane. So I had quite a bit of this left, so this was just the perfect job to use it for. It's a little bit awkward to get it under because it's kind of like Velcro, it sticks to itself, but as you can see, I persevered and got there in the end. And then I just used a little bit of pebbles here just to kind of give it a little bit of weight to hold it in place. And that's it. The next job is to actually add the decking boards. So you'll notice here on the front and on the side, I've added a decking board. I recommend you do that first and then deck the top boards after that. And this will mean that you don't have a joint on the top, which I think would just look less appealing, less aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so once the first board's on, I'm going to start fixing the boards behind it, and you can see here I'm using a packer to create a space between the deck boards. I believe this was a 3mm packer, and it just gives it a nice little gap, so that's going to allow for any expansion and contraction within the boards. Obviously, as they get wetter, they're going to expand, and you know, when it gets really warm, they are going to contract a little bit as well. But this was really, really straightforward. I just measured the boards, and you could cut just a load of them at once. Then I just laid them out, and it's just a case of screwing through and fixing it into the frame below. So you need to put 2 screws through every single deck board into every single joist. So this is a lot of screws here. You can see I did one side, then I moved on to the middle. Following that, I moved on to the other side, and then I did all the joists in between. So a little bit tedious, a little bit boring, but nonetheless, you know, it's going to be an absolute solid fixing. And here you go, you can see how this looks now. And I'm sure you'll agree, it's looking pretty good. And I've got to say, my father-in-law came back on holiday and he's extremely pleased with it as well, which is the main thing. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.